Hello, hello, hello. Antphrodite here, your pop culture psychic, back again with another reading. This time it's on Demi Lovato. I love her. All of her memes are in my phone, in the background of my phone, and she has a new documentary coming out. So we're going to kind of see what's going on with her, a little bit of an update on her and her life. I also kind of want to dive into what happened with her and her ex-fiance and all that drama. And let's go ahead and get started. Remember, these readings are all alleged for entertainment purpose only. Okay, so first up, I want to see, this will be Demi and this will be Max. Ooh. And that's the energy between them. I'm sorry, that whole situation is so iconic. Like, Demi is such an iconic queen of pop. Like, I just stand so hard. Okay. So Demi showed up as the hangman. Shocker. She wanted to let go of him. And she did. Now, the Knight of Swords is what he showed up as. Interestingly enough, the Knight of Swords is like someone that wants to help save people. And like really wants to help people. So I know he's a little bit kind of wild and a little bit, for lack of a better term, crazy. But with the Knight of Swords, I actually do think that a part of him wanted to help her in a weird way, which is kind of funny. It's kind of ironic there. The Seven of Pentacles is reversed. So the Seven of Pentacles reversed would be like getting you out of your comfort zone. So for me, I think that she really needed someone and he wanted to be needed. And so I think that's kind of where their relationship started. The Page of Swords is upright with the Ten of Swords reversed in the Tower. I don't think we've seen the end of this drama, just because the Tower is like restructuring, and it means the foundation which the relationship built was faulty. How they got together is messy, and something happened between them. The Ten of Swords is self-sabotage, and the Page of Swords is an opportunistic energy. So there's some piece of information that he has. I'm not sure if he knows he has this or if he'll figure it out from the documentary, but I definitely see him saying something or having a piece of information on her that's going to cause drama again, because I think that the moon being upright is some sort of deceit or lie. And the Fool's reversed with the Knight of Cups reversed, which tells me like, don't be naive. The Knight of Cups is like, there's some piece missing here, and it's a bit of immature energy from him. So for me, there's definitely some lie. I can't figure out if it's coming from her or him. I feel like she's going to say something that he's going to be like, that's not true. What the hell? And he's going to know the truth. And then I think that he's going to probably try and use it as leverage to either get back in or cause drama. But I think it's something that she's like fluffing, because the Fool reverse and the Knight of Cups reverse is like, that might be the right story, but that's not the narrative. That's not how it happened. That might have happened, but that's not how it happened. So there's definitely some piece of misinformation that is going to be told or spoken either from this documentary or recently. And I definitely think he's going to be really pissed off. Just because I think it might not even have to do with something with him. It could be something that she told him, and he's going to realize that's not what happened. So the Sun is upright, the King of Swords is reversed, and the Four of Wands is reversed as well. Okay, wait, is that him? I wonder if there's going to be a claim that he was like interested in someone else or like flirted with someone else or something like that. Wait a minute. Is he a little, do we know? Is he a little, because you know what's so interesting? What's interesting about this is the Sun is upright. So the Sun being upright is like happiness in relationship. And the King of Swords being reversed and the Four of Wands reversed is an uncomfortable environment and being pushed out of that of that environment. So that's her pushing him out. But the Two of Pentacles reversed and the Ace of Swords with the Devil card makes me feel like she felt like he wasn't physically attracted to her. That's why I asked that, because this is like I don't think you're actually physically attracted to me. The devil card here is some sort of smoke screen. And the reason why I asked that is because the Nine of Swords sometimes is like, again, if we were doing a reading on someone, you know what I mean? Like this does indicate like anguish and stress and anxiety. And sometimes I pull this for people who are hiding things. And the Five of Pentacles reversed with the Hierophant, which is like confiding in someone and committing to someone. There's definitely something he told her that made her feel like he wasn't super attracted to her. There's definitely a secret that he confided in her. Interesting. I definitely think, I don't know, this just makes me feel like he might be a little bit more fluid than we initially realized, and I think that might have caused an issue as well. I don't know. I can't really figure this out. So I'm just going to mind my business. But I will say that there is some weird boundary issues, obviously. But I also think there's like a self-discovery in terms of who he is and how he is. It could also just be a dominant and submissive thing and just be reading differently. But there's definitely a weird energy there from him. Yeah. And it's like he started, it's so funny because it's like he started off like he was trying to help her, but then it ended up the roles reversed. The Empress is upright, the Nine of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. So to me, it's like the role reversed. And it's almost like she was having to take on a role of caring for him. And the Nine of Pentacles being upright and the King of Cups. I definitely think that he was interested in furthering his career. I actually don't think that was his main motivator, though. I think that was part of his motivation. But if anything, I think it had to do with encouragement from her. Because it seems like she has a habit of kind of building people up even when she shouldn't. And I think that she was of the mind of like, well, you're with me, so I want you to be good because I'm good, and I want my partner to be good too. So I think she was doing a lot of trying to save and salvage his reputation and trying to get him things because she cared. Now, the Nine of Cups being reversed and the Queen of Swords, it seems like Demi is used to not getting what she wants in love. And when you give her the bare minimum, it's almost like it's enough, which really makes me sad and kind of hurts my heart a little bit to see that. It seems like she accepts less than she deserves because she'll take what she can get. And I feel like she really needs to know that she's a queen because it just really makes me sad to see that. Okay. She needs to be single for a little bit. The Hermit's upright, the Judgment card's upright, and the Five of Wands reversed. So those three together often indicate, so Five of Wands reversed is like, I don't really want to fight anymore. The Hermit is like, I need to go introspective and kind of learn who I am. And the Judgment card is about the public's appearance, like what my public appearance is, what my support is. For me, I think she needs to reconnect with her fans and reconnect with the audience. And I think the Hermit usually indicates needing to be alone. I think she's never been alone. I don't think she knows how to be alone. And I think that's why she should be. Lover's card's reversed. So I think that she has a little bit of codependency. And I think she latches onto people. I'm not surprised. I mean, she obviously has an obsessive personality. So I think for her, she's got to kind of learn to put her obsessive energy into her passions. The Knight of Wands and the Eight of Wands, which says her passions have died down, but they're going to go back on a peak soon. So we're going to kind of see her try to hit the pedal to some sort of creative project pretty soon here. I know she was quoted as saying that she thinks she's more interested in women, I believe, or something like that. I'm not surprised to see that the Emperor is reversed, which means that she's going through a phase where she feels very much like the pressure of things like the patriarchy and men always getting what they want, and her feeling like she always has to serve men and do things for them. And so I definitely think she's in a bit of a rebellious phase. The Four of Swords is upright with the Nine of Wands, which says I see a very angry, angsty energy. I definitely think it's going to be channeled into new music or new projects. It makes me feel like a very F you. I'm feeling like a F men song coming on, to be honest. Like that's what this looks like to me. I feel very female empowerment. Yep. So it looks like it looks like there's a song here. Three of Wands. So this means a few things. Either one, there's a song with three girls on it. Or two, there was supposed to be three girls and now it's only two. Or I guess technically the third option could be, there is a song about female empowerment with another popular female, but the thing is that there was a third person that was supposed to be on it, or the person that's on it, it was originally supposed to go to someone else. So someone could have turned it down or didn't want to work or didn't work out, and then it went to the second person. So that's what that could be. All I know is that there was three at some point, or there had to be three in the story. So how that fits a little bit hard to read without the person in front of me. But yeah, so again, we'll go over it again. Either the song was supposed to be with someone else, or there was a third person that was supposed to be in it at some point. The Queen of Wands is reversed. The Strength card is reversed as well. So these two together, this is why I say like maybe someone turned something down or wasn't able to do it, because the Queen of Wands is a fierce bitch and she's reversed, which means she can't really. She was denied, or there was some entry that was blocked. And then the Strength card, is a vulnerability, which means somebody filled the niche. Yep, victim of circumstance. It's like someone couldn't do it. Six of Swords is the internet. Be well received. Yeah. See, threes. It's so strange because there's threes. Temperance card is waiting. There's another person that she's supposed to work with. There's someone that's been dodging her to work with her for a long time. A very long time. And they need to. It's Selena. I was literally like, is it Selena? It's definitely Selena, because there's the Queen of Cups. It's Selena for sure. It's definitely Selena. I'm 100% convinced it's Selena, because I was like, who is this? Patience and balance and some sort of connection between two, right? And that's also my curious card, and I do think some that happened between the two of them, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, but whatever, just my fan theory. But the Three of Cups being reversed here is a jealousy card, and we know that they have a frenemy dynamic, and when it's reversed, it's like getting over that. And then we see the Queen of Cups, which is Selena. And if she's reversed, it means like her schedule is causing issues. And the Two of Cups being reversed and the Page of Wands, this would be the song or the project. And the Two of Cups is like the connection between the two of them that needs to be on the right page. So I definitely feel like this is something that's been in hopefully in the making for a while, and they just haven't gotten the timing right or the right thing to do. But I do think it'll happen soon. There's like logistics when it comes to money and expectations. I think the two of them just need to understand that people just want to see them connecting. They don't really care about what it's like. You know what I mean? They just want to see the two of them together in something, even if it's just a video or a YouTube video. But here, this is a risk that will take off. This is a risk that'll pay off. Because it seems like, again, we've put so much time into this and people are worried about career moves and stuff like that. But the Wheel of Fortune says that it's a huge risk that will pay off between the two of them. It's definitely Selena. I'm totally convinced of this. Something people wouldn't expect. A healing of a trust. Wouldn't it be so fun if they made a song that was literally like Frenemies? Like something along the lines of that. Like think like Brandy and Monica, The Boy Is Mine. Like something like that I feel like would be really iconic, tongue in cheek. And I think it would be really cool. It would be a cultural movement and moment. And I think that's something they needed to think about. So if anybody on their team watches this, because I'm sure they won't, there you go. Moneymaker right there. Okay, so I'm going to pull from another deck. So I kind of want to see where her mentality is moving forward. I know this documentary is going to be really heavy because the promo is basically talking about her, like, and her struggles and, like, her being, I think it said she was, like, pronounced dead at some point or something like that. So I kind of want to see her energy moving forward. Well, these are the little Wiccan laws. Samhain death. I'm not surprised to see that. Okay. Familiar guardian. Fertility. Handfasting union. Spring. I wonder if she's going to release something in spring, which is coming up soon. Does she have music coming up? Does anyone know? Because this definitely looks like something we've been working on for a while, a duet or a, what do you call that? What do they call that? Collab, and then like springtime. But these three are quite interesting. These are ritualistic natures, and I mean, I guess sometimes you pull this, somebody could get a new pet, but this is a rebirth of who she is and the way she acts and what she does. I mean, obviously, death is probably a little bit literal here in terms of what we were talking about with the documentary. But I definitely think this definitely indicates like, oh, she had something that she needed to do still, right? That's why, we were still here. But these three together, I feel like it's like a rebirth of how she operates and how she acts, like, completely. Yep, I knew it. There's a Lady and Goddess card. Okay. So, like I said before, winter, which to me makes me think of like when she was like hibernating, and then Lady Goddess feminine, and then magic circle protection, being very protective of women and that sort of energy, and very boss bitch energy, very feminine energy. I'm telling you right now, like, that switched her mentality completely. I think that she I don't think that she like wanted to be, I don't think that she was necessarily seeking male approval, but I definitely think subconsciously she was yearning for it. And I think this entire experience has really made her feel empowered as a female, and what it means to be a woman. So, also, I mean, very much God is a woman here. So love that for her. Ariana is shaking. Okay, so let's pull from this deck. So this is going to be the Dark Mirror Oracle deck. So we're going to kind of see some of the negative here that's going on. Parasite. Uh-oh. Okay. Her guilt is eating her up inside. Oh my God, her guilt is eating her up inside. So she has a ton of guilt for a lot of actions that she had in her life, whether it be from when she was, struggling with addiction, or even post that. Atonement tells me she wants to make it right for people. And she wants to say she's sorry, especially today for tomorrow. That's not who I am anymore. That's how I used to be. And there's a lot of guilt eating her up inside. I feel like this would be like writing a letter to a bunch of people, or I feel like this would be like writing notes, or maybe even making a song dedicated to each person. Like, to me, it gives me Taylor Swift vibes, where they're like subtle little things, hiding your true self, fated to suffer. Okay. Queen of my own world. Okay, now this is a little bit petty, but in her taking accountability for her own behavior, she's going to subliminally call out some people. This is the messy queen that we love. So as she starts to take atonement for her own behaviors, she's going to inadvertently, subconsciously be spilling tea on other people. She's going to be leaving hints. These are things like subtweets and interview things. Yep, child was meant to be. She's going to be calling out people from when she was young. I definitely think being a child star, there's some stuff that she's going to be exposing, stuff that she's angry about and holding in, and stuff that she's had to sacrifice and let go of. There's the addiction card. This would be about issues that she's had with sex, or being a sort of sexual image early on in career and stuff like that. And maybe even issues with that in her relationships, and then blinded to pain and forgetting oneself. So like I said before, this would be like detaching or desensitized, like disassociating and things like that from things that aren't normal, but they've become my normal, especially when it comes to being treated inappropriately, or disrespected as a woman, or even as a sexual being. And perchance to dream here definitely makes me feel like it's not about winning or, succeeding for her in terms of doing this. It's just about getting her truth out there. I'd be surprised if she doesn't got a book deal in the works. But it definitely looks to me like I see like a story, And I definitely feel like there's going to be some subliminals there. I think a lot of people are scared. A lot of people will be scared. A lot of people are scared, and I'll name them too. No, I think a lot of people are going to be scared because I think Demi has a lot of secrets. I think Demi has inadvertently picked up a lot of people's tea, and I think that some people are scared, and honestly, they probably should be. Now, I don't know if she's going to go full out, but Demi's the keeper of secrets, so keep that in mind. But that's kind of what I see for Demi Lovato. If you like that, make sure you follow and hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the notifications for when I upload next. If you liked it, there's a link to my PayPal down below. You can tip. I do stream these live on Twitch. I also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Antphrodite. Same name everywhere. And until next time, bye guys.